what I would say to you then, that I just said, let me just read a poem that I wrote. I think this will give you an idea of who I am. Also, I would like to just say to the table that came out, number 43 in the back, my supporters, they came a whole table, so just want to tell you thank you. The name of the poem is Who Else Do You Need? And it said, there was a federal government law enforcement employee who decided to fight against pervasive racism and corruption inside the rank and file of the United States Marshal Service under the supervision of the U.S. Department of Justice. That U.S. Marshal believed in God and he proclaimed the blood of the Lamb. But in spite of all his holy professions, he was told by others to go along to get along. These are things people told. Don't fight the system, it will change in time. Black employees must work hard. Justice won't change anything. It's a good old way to network, and minorities don't fit in the network. You have a great career in front of you. Please don't destroy it on a crusade against bad cops. If you testify against the U.S. Marshals on Capitol Hill, they will destroy you for sure. The U.S. Justice is too big with too many resources, Fogg. You can't win. 400 years of racial oppression is not going to change overnight with your EEO complaints. Being called a coon and other racial epithets by white employees is not all that bad. Just continue to arrest those who we direct you to arrest, and don't worry about the racial profile. This one stood out most of all. It says, a good friend of mine, I love you, brother, but if you go forward with your EEO complaints, then I can't be associated with you. I have a family I must feed, and these people will destroy you with their mighty power. They will just take their settlement offers and take care of yourself because the black marshals that you are standing in the gap for are afraid and care about only themselves. They will leave you all alone and walk away from you in your time of trouble. You will have no friends. Just remember that, man. They will set you up and even get you arrested or killed in the line of duty. Please don't let this happen, Fogg. We care about you, man. Just take the settlement money, man, and run away and pray about the injustice and let God handle the racism. But that same U.S. Marshal reiterated, the same God who called me to serve and protect will deliver me in my hour of need. Then one night, late years later, as this arduous battle continued, that same U.S. Marshal sat in the rain and watching over his property after a court-ordered eviction was carried out by his own U.S. Marshal colleagues because he could not pay his rent. As he tried to hide the tears that eased slowly down his face and blending in with the rain, he wondered how long this battle would go on. He then looked up into a dark sky and he said, Lord, all my friends and co-workers have left me now. He says, I'm out here all alone, Lord. It's just you and me. He said, Lord, even my fiancée left me, and she said I should accept whatever this battle is offered and let this battle go. Now I hear the roaring thunder of my enemy charging towards me in the night like Pharaoh's army, and my back is against the sea of despair. It's just now you and me now, God. No, I'm all alone with just you. But then that same U.S. Marshal continued to believe he was standing on holy ground, never giving up, and always remembering, no weapon formed against him will prosper. And then one day, years later, on April 1998, 13 years from the day of his first discrimination complaint, that same U.S. Marshal sat in a courtroom in U.S. District Court, Washington, D.C., and waited for a jury to announce his fate. The jury said, we find in the civil action of Matthew Fogg versus the U.S. Department of Justice that plaintiff Matthew Fogg's U.S. constitutional civil rights were grossly violated. We also find that the entire U.S. Marshal Service all across America, from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C., to be a racial, hostile environment for all of its African-American deputy U.S. Marshals. The jury also said, we find that in this action, that Matthew Fogg, you will pay him $4 million. And we further order you to reinstate Matthew Fogg from a GS-13 to a GS-15 Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal with all back pay, and we order you to pay all his attorneys. As the jury read the landmark verdict that is now paramount for all federal employees across America, the tears once again crept slowly down his face. As he looked up in silence, he heard a quiet, omnipotent voice in the back of his mind and said, Matthew, my son, remember that night years ago when you sat in the rain and you said, Lord, all my friends and co-workers have left me. He says, well, I ask you now, who else do you need? Thank you.